how many of you actually have a habit of reading? Excellent. Research has shown that children who have a habit of reading perform better academically and possibly have higher chances of success in their life. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, after listening to my speech, you will find one effective method of making the habit of reading for your children. This method is simple and effective. It is to read aloud to your children. Reading aloud to children serves many purposes. Let me start. During the early years of childhood, when your children go to school, teachers speak and give instructions to your children orally. You do not find a teacher telling your child, open chapter 3 and go to page 21. Most of the instructions are verbal. And kids who have the largest vocabulary tend to understand most of what a teacher tells them. And kids who have smaller vocabularies don't understand everything that the teacher says and tend to fall further behind in the years to come. How does a child have a large vocabulary? Kids who are spoken to and read aloud to have the largest vocabularies. Parents who spend enough time with their children and read out to them, these are the kids who develop larger vocabularies. A child will not repeat a word unless he has heard it before multiple times. Mind you, if a child listens to a swear word, he is going to remember it instantly and repeat it happily whenever he gets a chance. As parents, we strive to be role models for our children. Your child walks like you, talks like you, and absorbs everything that you do. If you want your child to be a good reader, be one yourself. Keep a time, specify a time every day, typically around bedtime, to read aloud to your children. You should read for at least half an hour to an hour, if not more. Reading aloud to your child gives you one-to-one time with your child. It gives a sense of security, a sense of belonging. That is a wonderful side benefit to both you and your children. Reading aloud. If you want your child to be a lifelong reader, he must enjoy reading. When reading becomes fun, how do you make reading fun? Reading aloud is more than just saying words. Speak about what you are reading before, during, and after a read aloud session. It is the talk that surrounds a storybook that gives it power, that makes a child understand what is in the story and make the story come alive. Be a Toastmaster. Use your tone and your expressions to fit the plot of the story. Change your voice to fit different characters. Pause when appropriate to create suspense. It is when you make the story fun, the child is going to remember and he's going to understand that reading is important and reading is fun. Remember that a reading level of a child does not come up to his listening level till about 8th grade. So always read to a child at a higher level than what he can read himself. I'll tell you the story of my own son. I used to read fairy tales and storybooks to him, and we used to take turns reading. Sometimes I would read, sometimes he would read it out to me. I soon found out that it is not as much fun to him as I thought it was. I'm currently reading a book on space to my 7-year-old. This book is of the reading standard of a 9th or 10th grader, but I find that my son is more interested than ever before. Not only this, my son finds it difficult to go to sleep if I do not read out to him. Reading aloud to a child increases his vocabulary, makes you as a parent a reading role model, and you develop and you instill on him a sense that reading can be fun, something that he needs to take reading and make it a lifelong habit. Ladies and gentlemen, do you all agree that reading aloud to your children will make him a lifelong reader? The objective of my speech by your very expressions is satisfied. Take a few moments every day. Read a few pages, because these few pages are an investment and which will pay rich dividends to your children in the years to come. Over to you, Toastmaster.